Because you can imagine, as you can imagine, if you're applying for a scholarship essay, right? This particular organization is probably reading dozens, if not hundreds of essays.
Jordan Green-Ellis.
Jordan Green-Ellis.
Mr. Jordan Green-Ellis.
Mr. Green-Ellis.
Jordan Green-Ellis.
I know you may not feel like it, but your feelings are temporary, and sometimes they may not be telling you the truth about who you are. In fact, most times they aren't telling you the truth about who you are. You may feel like you come from the wrong side of the tracks or the wrong neighborhood, or maybe the unlikely is okay. When I was in college, I couldn't afford books, but now I write books for college students.
Right? And so while they're going to be spending time reading it, you don't want them to necessarily have a reason to write you off. And so if you're not concise, if you're not answering the prompt, if you're not clear, then it's going to automatically put you in that category that you don't want to be in. You want them to know exactly who you are before you walk in the room, before they see a picture of who you are. Okay? All right, and then be compelling. What's compelling mean? Say it again. Make them interested. Okay? You know how sometimes you'll link up with your friend, and after, like, let's say it's after a weekend, and you had a family outing and something happened at the family outing, and you're excited to tell your friend about it, right? You're going to be compelling in that. You might say your friend's name or whatever, like, yo, you won't believe what happened this weekend. And then you proceed to tell them the story. You want to be compelling. All right, here's another way to understand it. You don't want to be boring. Okay? You don't want to be boring. You want to convey whatever it is that you're conveying in the interview and in your writing in your essays. You want it to draw them in. You want them to be interested in learning more about you. I was working with a family. They're going to University of Tampa. They're from Canada. They moved to the United States like 2 years ago. And I forget, he had a very unique experience. It was something he had moved around a lot. And so he talked about in his essay to where he's lived in different countries and different places around the U.S. But he didn't say it like, yeah, I live in different countries, live in different places around the U.S. He told a compelling story, right? He captivated the reader by using descriptive language, okay? Actually talking about an example of what he had gone through when he was changing the countries and going to different high schools, okay? So you want to be compelling. You want to use descriptive words. It would be to your advantage to tell a personal story, right? How it impacted you, how it affected you, what you learned from it. You want to paint that picture so clearly that when they're reading it, they're drawn in and they understand exactly what's going on. All right, now, this is what I call your 60-second pitch. What's a 60-second pitch? Have y'all done anything like this before?
Tell someone
about
yourself.
Right, about yourself. Okay, good. And so that's exactly what it is. Traditionally, it's been called an elevator pitch. You know how, like, when and y'all been on an elevator before, right? You know how it's quick to get to the next floor, right? Basically, the idea is being able to tell someone who you are in an impressive way in a short period of time. Okay? And so here's a formula that I like to use. Your name, in this case, your grade. When you go to college, it'll be classification, right? If you have a high GPA, you want to mention that. If you don't have as high a GPA, I probably wouldn't mention that, okay? Because these are things that you want to impress this person, okay? So if you have a high GPA, 3.0 and up, I would mention that, okay? Accolades, accomplishments, okay? BSU, clubs that you're in, extracurricular, things like that, right? Any awards that you've won. If you are in a National Honor Society, if you are the captain of your team, right? Excuse me. These are things that you want to mention, okay? Here's another thing, career plans. What your aspirations are for the future, right? What your aspirations are for the future career. Even if you're undecided, right? You can say something along the lines of, I'm still choosing between real estate and the medical field, whatever it is, okay? And then here we go. If you have time, right? You know how you talking to somebody and you can just tell that they disengaged? Yes or no? Yeah. All right, you can tell that they just like logged out. They're not paying attention to you no more, right? Then you may not have time to do this. But if they are locked in, if you do have that compelling pitch, you want to tell them why you're interested in this particular career. Because people are going to be invested or going to be more prone to invest in stories, okay? And so if you have a passion for it, like I'm working with another group, and a young lady wants to be an anesthesiologist. And she told me she wanted to be an anesthesiologist because of some experience that she had. Another student wanted to be an OBGYN because she saw how her mom had interacted with her OB when she was having her younger sibling, right? And so you want to tell these compelling stories because that draws on people's heartstrings, right? It lets them know that you are actually passionate about this thing. And it's going to make them more prone to want to pour into you. Okay? So 60 seconds or less. Here's an example. This is going to be completely off the cuff. Hi, my name is Jordan Green-Ellis. Graduated from Coppin State University, sport management, concentration in business. I'm now a full-time entrepreneur. I speak in colleges and universities, K through 12 institutions and corporations around the country. I also help students just like you decrease and eliminate student loan debt so that they can go to college debt-free, so that debt won't be a part of their destiny. Okay? Clearly, I've done that a billion times before. But that exact piece of information that I just told y'all, I say that anywhere I go. Okay? So I practice this, and you guys are going to practice this as well. It's 2:30. My name is Jordan Green-Ellis, and I'm your debt-free degree coach. But who I am is not nearly as important as what I'm about to say. This is Kamaya Tynes, one of the students that I've recently worked with, who is a college freshman and on her way to a degree without debt. She actually goes to one of the most expensive schools in her state. It's over $60,000 a year, and she's getting paid to go to school. Why? Because she had the right information. The question isn't whether or not you can pay the bill. So I don't want you to worry, parents, because I know you're thinking about how that premium price is going to get paid. Y'all, your kid has got a dream school and they got accepted into it, but you're wondering, man, what do I have to do to make sure that this bill is covered? Because I don't want my kid to ruin themselves financially. You and many others have this question, but you don't have the answer. The answer is in the information, y'all. You got to know how to get it done. Just like Kamaya and Antonio and Desiree and many others families that I work with just like yours, the how is in the information, y'all. So I want to encourage you to get the information. If you're wondering of how to foot the bill, if you're wondering if whether or not you're going to have to take drastic measures like my parents did, who actually took money from their retirement to put their baby boy through college, and it still wasn't enough. I still had to borrow over $30,000 of student loans. If you're wondering how to avoid all drastic situations, then I want to encourage you to look no further and come get the answers to your questions at my upcoming boot camp, y'all. I'm going to give you all the information that I give to my families one-on-one in one day. I've come up with a formula. I've come up with a curriculum to be able to give you so that you don't have to depend on anyone else. One of the greatest pitfalls that I see in college preparation is that families think that they have time. Families think that the money's just going to pop up. Families think that the school they're getting ready to send their kid to is going to help them pay for it. And the truth is, y'all, they're not going to help you. I want to encourage you to get to my upcoming boot camp this month. It is the Degree with No Debt College Boot Camp, and I promise you it'll be the best investment that you make this year. Why? Because you're going to get so much of a return on this investment. You're going to be like, I should have paid 20 times as much as I paid for it. There are two ways that you can join this boot camp. There's general admission, which is $50, and you'll be able to join this boot camp and get all the information that you need. And honestly, this would be good enough. But if you want to take it a step further, if you want to enhance your experience, I want to encourage you to join the VIP experience. The VIP experience comes with admission to the boot camp, as well as 2 of my books for free, as well as a scholarship list for free, as well as a private Q&A session for free. And the last bonus is absolutely crazy, but I'm going to do it anyway, y'all. You'll get a month free in my private community called Caps and Gowns University. And it's just basically like the boot camp on steroids, y'all. It's so much more information. It's a community of people that are learning and growing just like you on their way to a debt-free degree. So I want to encourage you to sign up so that you can get the right information. Yes, it's going to be a lot, but you'll have access to the replay for a limited time. You'll be able to have what you need, y'all. And if you have any other questions, please reach out to my team at cgu@jordangreenellis.com. I am signing out, y'all. But I'll see you at the boot camp.